What up, people? What's good? Salute.
Yes, sir.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Salute to the tribe. We're hip hop and comics and hip hop. We're a niche channel. Reserved for the best. It's super dope. I do sell comics. Check me out on Instagram at 6th_element_comics. Yeah, because comic books are the sixth element of hip hop. What's good? Sixth element of hip hop here. I am your host, Reno Noir, and this is your co-host right here, Stu Dog and Sada. What's happening, guys?
Hello.
Chilling. We got Corey in the building. Salute, Corey and Slade. What's good?
Slade, what's up?
Yeah, man. We got a crazy show today. We got a lot of good stuff to talk about, though. We got Braniac is finally here, right? For Man of Steel. We got Chadwick Boseman is gonna be so disappointed. Oh man. We'll get into that. We got but anything you guys want to talk about real quick?
I can't think of anything.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing on my end.
It'll come to me.
All right.
It'll come to me. It'll come to me.
Cool. Well, starting it off, we have some cool news about James Gunn. If you're a fan of his, jumping into DC pretty heavily as the new kind of guy over there. James Gunn, Peter Safran are going to lead the film, TV, and animation division of DC Studios. And, that's going to affect a lot of people. It'll affect J.J. Abrams for one thing. But, yeah, DC names James Gunn. They're sort of head of their superhero division. He's the guy that did Guardians of the Galaxy, if you didn't know, and The Conjuring. He did Aquaman. And producer Peter Safran has been appointed to the new Peter have been appointed to the new roles of co-chairman and chief executive officers of DC Studios. So it's not going to be The Rock as the new Feige. Yeah, but they'll oversee all the sort of creative and that kind of stuff of the DC universe across the film, TV, and animation under a single banner. The DC Studios is their new sort of name, and it covers everything. So hopefully the animation team will tell the live action team how to, make comic book projects. But they will report to David Zaslav.
Well, the animation team is run by by Bruce Timm. His crew. They've been doing the damn thing for years, and they've been killing it. They had an idea. They're under the umbrella of DC Studios, run by James Gunn. Yeah,
James Gunn. That's such an odd pick for me. I don't understand that at all, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I do. You know what it is, Sada? James Gunn.
What is it?
It's floating between the Marvel and DC universe, and Marvel kind of kicked him out, and then they wanted him back, and now he has a choice after Guardians is over to do his own thing or stay with Marvel. So Warner Brothers was like, you know what? Come over here with us and do your thing, my man. Do what you got to do. We're not going to kick you out. We know you said some things in the past, but guess what? Today's the present, and tomorrow's the future. So we're going to go with that instead of something you did in the past, and you can do what you want to do. Handle your business. And James Gunn's like, this is a lucrative opportunity. I'm going to have a job. I can make this what I want it to be, and I can make it just as great, if not greater, than Marvel Cinematic Universe. I just gotta put in the hard work. And he wants to do it. He wants to do it. That's the thing. He wants to do it.
I mean, that's all well and good. I just creatively, I'm trying to figure out what that's gonna look like. Because I said before that, whoever's appointed, it should not be a one-person job. And he seems to be the only one who's going to be on the creative side. And then
it's him and Peter Safran.
Yeah, but he's the more business. he's not necessarily the creative side.
He's the
It's just
TV
James
producer
Gunn.
guy.
Yeah. And I feel like he needs someone else there. But I mean, we'll see how the projects look. You know, I'm not gonna knock it or anything like that. We'll just see what happens.
Yeah, they've been searching for months for the Warner Brothers. So, but yeah, the new leaders will oversee its most, lucrative franchise with attempts to find an equivalent to, Marvel Studios chief Kevin Feige falling short. The producer of the movie Dan Lin, was previously a front runner for the job, but talks fell through. But this, James Gunn was the guy that made all those really weird superhero movies and stuff before he did Guardians. I mean, really weird. Like, dude was on some real weird shit.
Like what? What did he make? I
well,
never knew anything he made until Guardians. Once he got the Guardians, I noticed him. I didn't notice him before that. Like I couldn't tell you
think,
anything.
well, he wrote and co-starred in Super, which was in 2010, and then he wrote and directed Brightburn, which was that weird evil Superman movie, which I thought was hella cool.
That was good.
And yeah, I love that.
Good.
Yeah. I think he did in 2000. They did a Citizen Toxic Avenger movie and all that kind of stuff. But he's into that stuff, and I think that's why he made Guardians so well, because he, has that kind of weird
practice
side to him.
Yeah, practice. Yeah, practice. Guardians, you know what? Guardians is groundbreaking because, not only did it introduce us the cinematic version of the Guardians, because the original Guardians isn't what we see in the movies, but it also gave it a flair that we had never seen in superhero movies or a Marvel movie, and at that time, so like it was like pouring. I don't know. It was refreshing. It was like a refreshing glass of lemonade on a hot day, and that's why it did so well, and continued to do so well. It was the right cast, the right pace, the right movie. Like the script was good, and people enjoyed it. You know what I mean? People enjoyed hardcore fans as well as casual.
See, that's what I'm worried about, because as we all know, Guardians did so well that the MCU tried to model itself after that one movie, and I hope that's not the same for the DCU. Sorry. So
I hope so. I hope. But this is his movie Super from 2010. This is the trailer.
It's with Kevin Hart in it.
It's no. Rainn Wilson, I think, is the guy. Rainn Wilson is the star of it, and you got to watch ads and shit. But here you go. This is it. That guy, Rainn Wilson.
Oh yeah, I've seen this. Yeah, it came out a little after
2010.
Kick-Ass. After Kick-Ass came out around the time Kick-Ass came.
Kevin Bacon.
Shut up, crime.
Shut up, crime. Don't steal.
Don't molest kids. Brutal assault by the Crimson Bolts continued last night. No, that's cool.
Wow. So yeah, that's one of them. Kick-Ass came like a couple months after this, and so it was actually before Kick-Ass. Yeah, so that was actually
about the same. It was the same time. That's the only reason why I remember it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only reason. But Kick-Ass was a comic before it was a.
I'm just kidding.
It was a movie. It was a comic before it was a movie. Yeah. But they did a good job on it, though.
But Peacemaker was great. Suicide Squad, the second Suicide Squad anyway. So he's done some stuff, some DC stuff that was successful and good, and we liked it. And so I don't have, like a whole lot of what's going on over here in the chat. Norin Rad was good. Liked Brightburn, did Slither, yeah. Worms, horror, blah, 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 blah. I saw the movies wild. Yeah, Slither was good. Yeah. Warner Brothers actually offered Kevin Feige a chance to take, the DC studios um before Gunn. Yeah, so that would have been I
No,
mean,
absolutely
yeah,
not.
yeah, right.
Yeah, both
Well,
of y'all
but
was like, no.
the thing with
No.
because the thing is though with James Gunn, it's still cool because he's actually proposing a Marvel DC crossover film like they did in the comics, which, among other implications, is the possibility of the Marvel slash DC crossover project is closer to happening because James Gunn is one of the few behind the scenes filmmakers that found success with both DC and Marvel cinematic movies. So, and he's expressed an active interest in seeing a crossover happen, and his newfound position obviously makes that dream project tantalizingly plausible. Um, I, that could be like hit or miss, but part of DC struggles, particularly in movies, stems from how the IP owners approach the property. You know, like Warner Brothers tends to treat its superheroes however it wants. Under Kevin Feige, Marvel treats its figures to as things of honor, right? Like gods. And the difference, it speaks for itself. The MCU is currently the biggest franchise on the planet with no signs of slowing down, while the DCU has sort of shambled through a mixed bag in an effort to, I'd say, find that same tone that the MCU is looking for. For example, Black Adam, uh, The Rock recently said that the film was DC's Phase One, right, which is a new era for DC, which is obviously like something Marvel does. Despite the film opening to half the box office of the Batman's first weekend, but they'll make their decisions. But I think Gunn's new position is a genuine sign that things might be changing for the better. The filmmaker's comic book credentials, you can't really argue with. You know what I'm saying? He does have Guardians under his belt. You know, he's got Suicide Squad,
You got
uh,
Suicide Squad,
right?
yeah.
And
We'll
both
see.
Both.
feature. Uh,
I mean, I'm not going to argue what's under his belt. That's wonderful. But I mean, structuring an entire cinematic universe is no small feat. And I just don't want it all to feel the same, because that's kind of my thing with the MCU. It feels the same. I don't
yeah,
want each film to feel like that. And you could, with DC, these characters are so starkly different from one another. Like, you could make it so it's like one film is not like another. So
yeah.
that's why I feel like he needs someone else there. Maybe he does. So yeah, I mean, we'll see.
That's what they want. I mean, that's what we would want. But as a company, they're trying to copy Marvel's success. So
And that's why they're in the position they're in now. I don't know how they haven't learned their lesson. Like, it's so strange.
yeah, yeah, that's exactly right. But hopefully they'll mix it up enough that it's good. But they I guess they want them to all sort of be the same. They want it to be like how Marvel has the universe. They want to connect it and make it this same universe.
Well, I don't
So
mind that.
Oh,
I think I'm
I think they
speaking
just
tonally. Tonally,
I
I
no,
think
think
I
they
know what
want the
you're saying.
success.
Yeah,
I think they want the success of Marvel,
yeah,
but
but
they
they
want
don't
to
want
do
to
their own thing.
actually put in the work.
Right. They don't want to right. They want the Marvel success, but they
they
want to
want to
do
just
it their
copy it.
way.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
no, they
just
want
want
to
it. They
just
want
copy Marvel, and they should not do that.
no,
They
I
should
mean,
do
well,
their own.
copy it. Yeah, you gotta copy it, but I think that they want to copy it in their own way. They want the success. You gotta
Yeah.
listen. Marvel did something that nobody else did. They brought their heroes to the big screen, like Stan Lee always wanted. And like he said, back in the '90s, they had no content. Early 2000, late '90s, they had nothing, not a damn
Mhm.
thing. And Blade came out and blew the doors off us, and blew the doors off of us all. And then Spider Man came out and got us hooked. And then Iron Man came out and we was done after that. We've been fans
Mhm.
ever since. So it's like
Yes.
they're trying to do the same thing. They're just trying to find that one thing that can get everybody hooked, that they can keep putting out content. But it's not what I think what they don't understand is it's not what they're doing, is how they're doing it. Like you gave us a Superman movie, crickets. I mean, serious crickets. I mean, like extreme
It took
crickets.
Walter
I'm talking
Hamada
about,
leaving for
yeah,
that man to come back. Like, come
yeah,
on.
yeah. I'm talking like plague, like locust crickets.
Yeah.
And nobody said they didn't like Man of Steel. We just was like, yeah, you ever see the movie with Yasin Bey and Jack Black, and
Mhm.
they had the video store,
Yeah.
and they made the videos, they messed
Yeah.
up, and the guys came and got it, and they thought they were gonna be mad at them, and they
Yeah.
came back and it was like, that was good, it was all right.
Oh,
What
yeah.
else you got? And
Yeah.
they were shocked. That's how we were with Man of Steel. We were
Well,
like that. We was like, damn.
I,
It's like that was
I
good. What
love the
else you got?
fact that Gunn is a fan of the material. You know what I'm saying? Like he took
And that's
Guardians
what you need.
and he
That's
took
what you need
he
right
took
now.
Suicide Squad, and those are pretty much second tier level characters, and that he's basically elevated to mainstream hits. And because he's such a fan of the material, and I'm just glad to be someone, because in Star Wars we've got Kathleen Kennedy, who is not a fan of the material. It's like,
And
why are
George
you
Lucas.
running an IP that
Right.
you're not a fan of? Makes no
And
sense.
George Lucas even said it. He said you have to be invested. You have
Yeah,
to love the character. You have to like you got to be invested in this. This
yeah.
is no fly by night. This is nothing that you can just like a project you can just do and put your hands on and leave. Like he
Mm-hmm.
was saying how he was invested in Star Wars. Like he was like,
Mm-hmm.
I care about the characters. I care about how it ends, how it begins, even in the middle. It's like you have to. I believe that.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm also it may be a ways away, but there's plenty of Marvel DC crossover material to pull from that would be dope. And crossovers are not unheard of in pop culture, and they're a lot
No,
easier in comparatively cost-friendly mediums like comics. But Marvel and DC, they have a regular history of crossovers. I think the first one was Superman versus Spider-Man, and then but the topper, I think, was likely the DC versus Marvel 4-issue limited series from 1996, which led us to the series Amalgam Universe comics. So there's a publisher out there called Amalgam Comics, and you'll see a lot of mashups, like different characters from different, like an Image character and a DC mashups and stuff like that. But similarly themed crossovers for movies and TV shows appeared to be the stuff of fantasy before now. The two properties are owned by rival corporate, behemoths, Warner Brothers and Disney, right, who have little interest in aiding each other, right? And but yet there is precedent on that level, though not with superhero characters. But we had 1988, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, right, which featured regular interaction between Disney and Warner Brothers cartoon stars, right? Looney Tunes and all that. Most famously, the piano duel between Donald and Daffy Duck, right? The film was a monster hit, went on to become a classic, doing something similar with superheroes currently, which is the forefront of pop culture, hip hop, and superheroes. I mean, and it has precedent. So, and with Marvel and DC actively exploring emotion, a notion of a multiverse where shit could actually feel not just absurd and like, what is this wacky shit, but it could actually be something where multiverses and things like that, they could actually make it be something. It's better than ideas I've heard, like of Marvel and or of Disney doing a Marvel Star Wars crossover. That would be garbage. That makes no sense. But DC Marvel all day long. And with Gunn, there's suddenly a creative force in place that can make that happen, that wants to make it happen, and I think could do it well. Because he's well versed in both franchises, repeatedly demonstrated an understanding of the characters from the comics, and has a working relationship with the MCU from the Guardian stuff. And he's also, shown a lot of enthusiasm for the prospect and claimed that both sides are open to it, which is mind blowing to me, that Warner Brothers and Disney would be down to do this. That's crazy. I would never in a million years have put money that could happen. So
I mean, Reno, they did it with Jason and Freddie. We asked for
right,
it for years. They
right,
gave it to us, and it did well. It
and it did
didn't
well.
disappoint.
People love it. It's
Yeah,
it's
people
cult
loved
classic,
it.
right?
Yeah, you got to get. Rock said it best. You got to get the fans what they want. You want to make
Right.
the money. You want to be successful. You can't have a bunch of you know hipsters sitting in the room telling you what they think is good. If the fans are asking for it, give them what they want. Like,
Right. And I admit it could be trash. That could be corny. That could be a terrible thing. It could be a
right,
total disaster, but it could, if done right by the right people, with people that actually know the comic history and following, like, how did this work in the comics and did it work and is it successful? Do people like it? And make it real. But just don't get a Kathleen or a Karen, a Kathleen Kennedy type, CEO type that just has never read a comic book in their life, let's be honest, trying to come up with it, because then it will be trash. You can guarantee it.
yeah. And the way she did it, as soon as she got in the door, she was like, none of the books, none of that's canon, nothing, nothing. If it wasn't on the big
Exactly.
screen,
Like, what?
we don't count it. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Like, you could have
Make
pulled
no
from
sense.
all that content. Like,
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I don't get it, bro. I just don't get
Yeah.
it,
It
man.
doesn't make any sense. Sada, what would you like to see in a DC Marvel crossover? Or would you even want to see that? Or do you think it just
Oof.
utter trash? What do you think about
Nah,
that?
I don't think it. I think it. There's potential. I mean, it could be huge. Like truly, like huge. Like on the same level as No Way Home. Just with the
Right.
idea of these characters crossing over. It just depends on like who's in charge. I mean, I know it would be good. Both studios would make some good bank. But it just
Yeah.
depends. I don't know what I would want to see. I feel like the characters I definitely would have wanted to see crossover, especially like Marvel wise, like Captain America. He's not really here anymore. So I don't know. Things are shifting with the MCU currently as far as like characters. So
Yeah.
I don't know like who I would want to see with the crossover outside of Spider-Man. Like no one else,
Right.
no one else really interests me right now. So I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. The first it was a Superman Spider-Man crossover was their big. I mean, because those are their two big characters, obviously. That's DC's big characters, definitely Superman, and Marvel's definitely is Spider-Man, with close seconds of Batman and whoever. But yeah, that could be something. Black Adam was good, man. I don't know what the I got a funny thing about that in a second, but yeah, that's what I'm saying, Nornrad. He's not afraid of using big characters like Ego, or odd characters, I should say, like Ego the Living Planet, because there are cool characters like that. You know what I'm saying? The Modocs and Mojos and things like that in Marvel. But you guys probably know better than me. What type of characters in DC do you think?
Braniac is number one.
Yeah, well, he's definitely
uh,
using him.
Number two, Livewire. Since
yeah,
everybody's so feminine, woke. Number three,
Livewire would be
I
great.
mean, characters that you
Livewire
think
be
would
good.
be that filmmakers would be afraid to use, like an Ego the Living Planet, like not
Yeah,
just a
Livewire.
humanoid.
They
I
would
Yeah,
be
think they
afraid to use
wouldn't.
Livewire.
Yeah,
They'd be
that's
afraid to use
money right
Livewire
there. It's just to put her on screen.
just to
That's
put her on
mhm,
money.
screen because it's all special effects. And then you
Yeah.
right,
got
right.
Parasite. Parasite.
Yep.
If you do it right, if you do
They haven't
Clayface,
Parasite
touched
right,
Parasite yet.
Clayface,
Yeah.
Clayface.
Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, they haven't touched
You
it
know,
since way back
like
when.
you when you really break it
I,
down, when you really break it down, Warner Brothers just keeps giving us the same characters we have.
Hmm.
Like
mhm,
Superman. Let's take Superman. We always get Lex Luthor. We get Zod sprinkled in there every now and then. That's it. And
yeah,
they'll throw some like crazy powered super planet Lex Luthor has, and they think
yeah,
that's giving us something different,
Yeah.
but
right.
it's not. I
Who was the
mean,
guy that gave us when remember I think it was like Superman 4 or something. The guy was like had a black and like gold with a lightning bolt on his chest.
yep. I'm talking about
You know what I'm
Superman
talking about?
4, Quest for
Superman
Peace.
4. Yes.
Quest for Peace. That's the
Who was
one.
that? Like, who was that?
That was the his
That
name
made
was
for the movie? Or is
his
he
name
from
was
the comic?
nah, they
I
made
can't
him up
remember his
for the
name.
Who is that?
movie.
Oh, snap.
Uh I can't remember his name. It's
I
on the
thought
tip of my tongue. It's literally on the tip of my tongue.
but that's the point.
Lex Luthor called him
They,
called him.
they'll yeah, like they'll make up characters for the movie or something like that, but they won't give us shit like Braniac. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
I
it's
was,
hard to answer that question because they literally there's no variety like within the
No,
past several years with the
no.
DC universe. So it's like you could say literally anyone within anyone's rogue gallery, and it's perfect because they just don't, they just don't like to utilize other people.
right, right. Norin's asking you,
Nah,
Stu,
they don't.
what was that DC villain that was destroying reality like Galactus?
Oh,
Does DC have any big characters like that, like Galactus or
oh,
Eternity or the
hell
Living
yeah.
Tribunal?
Yes,
Who
Yes,
are they?
sir.
yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Okay, you got. First of all, you got to remember in DC, you got the Source Wall, and then you have the gods like Darkseid, Highfather, Metron.
Yeah.
There we
All of
go.
them.
This is perfect. This is perfect. All right, check it. So in the middle, you got the Source Wall. Now, the gods like that wall, the stronger they get. So they are like gods, and I don't give a
Mhm.
damn what Superman can do. He really can't beat any of them. Like he really can't outpower any of them. And then you
Right.
have like different. You have different
Oh,
cosmic beings,
Anti-Monitor.
but yeah, Anti-Monitor, Spectre, and then you
Spectre
got
is a big one. Yeah, Spectre's good.
yeah,
Yeah.
Spectre's a big one. But then you got to
Yeah.
remember, you have also in the DC universe, you have a lot of cosmic characters in the DC universe. I mean, a lot.
Who's one that looked like
But
Galactus? Is that one of the All Fathers or something? One of the new gods or something?
nah, that's one of the new gods. That's one
One
because
of
you
the new
got,
gods.
and they don't really talk about the new gods in any of the
Anti-Monitor.
movies.
Okay. Oh, so Sada
Anti-Monitor,
Yeah.
said
yeah,
it.
we just
Okay.
yeah we said it.
Sada
Yeah,
said
we
it.
said
It was
Anti-Monitor.
Anti-Monitor.
Yeah, we said
Yeah, yeah.
Anti-Monitor. Yeah, Sada said it. Anti-Monitor. Yeah, yeah,
Good
Anti-Monitor.
call.
I mean,
Yeah. He's one.
yeah, he's the
Right.
big bad. Anti-Monitor is the
Right.
big bad.
That's what I like to see, you know. I like to see that, like real big cosmic characters and shit, like because that's
Nuclear
th-
Man. That's
those are
nuclear.
stakes.
Oh
Nuclear
yeah.
Man.
Nuclear
Nuclear
Man.
Man. Reno. Nuclear Man. That's
Okay, okay.
what.
Yeah,
Nuclear Man.
the playground is just huge as far as like their rogues that they could use, the big bads. It's
Mm-hmm.
huge because we just haven't gotten, many. So
Just
Right,
that. Right.
exactly.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean Brainiac, I'm super excited that that they're doing Brainiac for Man of Steel 2. That's official. That's official. They're doing that. And I guess he's gonna let's see. Looks like Henry Cavill Superman will be fighting Brainiac in an upcoming Man of Steel sequel, which is close to what we were told recently by one of our sources. The report comes with blah blah blah. What is it? Mike is on a geek. Come on. Brainiac is coming to the DC movies. Let me get it. Well, however, okay, so Cavill returned to appear in the Black Adam's post-credit scene. That gave us
Don't forget. Don't forget. Reno. Don't forget. Asada. Don't forget. Mixoplex. That's a character I know they're
yeah.
afraid to do.
Oh,
They're afraid to do
no, they
Bat
would
Mike.
never.
They're afraid to do Bat Mike. Mixoplex. Because
Yeah.
Mixoplex is actually
why? Why do you
because
think they
what
wouldn't do it?
it's
They
a
might
lot.
think that they're too
What is it?
cartoony. It might be
Right.
Okay,
a lot
Mixoplex
money
is
wise because their
Right.
power
yeah,
scales are all over the place.
right.
right.
And Mixoplex is from the fifth dimension. So like what we see, you ever hear the saying, if somebody had technology that was so advanced and they showed it to you, you couldn't you couldn't then distinguish it from magic. That's what
Mhm.
Mixoplex is. They think he's using
Mhm.
Yeah.
magic, but it's not. He's actually using technology to do the things that he does. And
Right.
so for them to even explain that and then give that to people and make it good, I think they're afraid to put on. But it would be dope because a lot of people would be like, yo, Mixoplex? Like we've been watching Mixoplex for years. Like he's on the big screen now. Like these are like iconic Superman villains that they just don't get the steam they should get movie screen
Yeah.
wise, man. Like,
Batman could be cool too, but
Batman would be super cool.
They would never. They would immediately associate it with something that's for kids or childish when it doesn't. It's not. But
they almost did the Wonder Twins.
Oh,
would have been smooth.
yeah, that
too.
would have been a flop failure in the way that it initially came about. But in general,
it could be done.
And don't forget, because like when they did Parallax, and this is where they go wrong. They did Parallax, they botched it up, so now they think these other villains won't work.
Yep.
But you gotta do Parallax right in order to get it. You know what I mean? In order for us to respect it, they didn't do Parallax right.
They never want to like try again. Like as soon as they fail one time, it's like everything gets thrown out the window. Like that's what happened with Man of Steel. It didn't make the money that they projected, so any plans with him were out the window. And it's like, wow.
Yeah, bro. It's that's why I was talking about the other day. Like they want these astronomical box office, numbers. That even when a movie's wildly successful, like Black Adam, they'll call it a flop because it didn't do 200 million. It only did 180 million. It's like, come on, bro. It's still a success exponentially.
Like Necron. We know they don't want to do Necron. Necron's another big bad. Yeah. And I mean big bad, because Necron can actually manipulate reality on a planetary scale. So like he's kind of like Mysterio,
like Franklin Richards or something.
He's like a Franklin Richards Mysterio type of. But you got Molecule, man. You got Time Travel. It's a lot, man. You could do Batman's whole rogues gallery. We only get out of Batman's rogue gallery. We only get Joker, Penguin, Catwoman, Joker, Penguin, Catwoman, Joker, Penguin, Catwoman, and then they'll sprinkle in Two-Face every now and then.
Yeah, but as long as they're basically the humanoid ones,
right? They'll sprinkle
Toyman. You think they would ever touch Toyman?
Would be dope. Toyman would be so dope.
Yeah,
Toyman, because you could use Toyman for Superman or Batman. It wouldn't make a difference.
One that
you
could
use it for Flash.
Exactly. Gorilla Grodd is one that Gorilla Grodd is one that it'll take a James Gunn to do.
Yeah, I mean they did it on the Flash, and he looked great.
Right.
Like I actually really liked what they did with Gorilla Grodd on the Flash. So it can definitely be done on the big screen if they really want to put forth the effort and time. It could be done.
Nice. And Legion of Doom is coming. Yeah.
Wait, Reno. Here's one baddie they could do with Superman, because this is one thing they always say. Well, who can Superman fight? It's just coming to me now. They say, who can Superman fight? Oh, well, nobody's stronger than Superman. Or who can he go toe to toe with? We got to really get a character. Mongol. They never, ever
they never touch Mongol. Like,
period. They never touch Mongol in War World. I mean, it would be dope. War World just show up in front of Earth. Mongol do the, who the strongest person on here. I'm going to get out and fight them all. He can knock out Wonder Woman. Get Batman a little bit of work, and then Superman.
That could be a great Trinity, like for the Trinity. That would be a great villain for the Trinity.
That would be great, bro. Mongol would be great, bro. Mongol would be great, man. I mean, then you got Infinity Man. Infinity Man would be great. As somebody to just come in and help out. I mean, and the Tomorrow Children. Any of the Jack Kirby stuff would be extra. It would be extra dope. It would drive fans wild. They go crazy, bro. Yeah. Fall Lanterns would be good. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah,
but we didn't get that.
Love to see Spectre and Bizarro.
Yeah, where is Bizarro?
Yeah, another one. Bizarro's another one that can go toe to toe with Superman.
Dr. Destiny, you could bring him in if you want. That would be interesting.
That would be real interesting. Yeah,
well,
that would be real interesting.
According to a number of our sources, Cavill is definitely going to be fighting Braniac. And let's talk about Braniac for a second. He first appeared in DC Comics way back in like 1958, and he's been one of their most prominent villains, right? He's one of Superman's greatest enemies for sure, and we're being told that Man of Steel is going to take him on. So, but we weren't told whether this is going to be, a standalone, like, one-shot movie, or if he's going to, like, be a big bad spanned over maybe a trilogy, or if it's going to tie nicely in with the report that the Legion of Doom is going to be introduced in the Flash sequel, right? So they're actually talking about a sequel for the Flash, which who knows? Let's not even get. But let's talk about Braniac. So what the character is all about, right? He was created by Otto,
Binder and
yeah,
Palestino or whatever. I
and
would just say that.
Al
Yeah,
Plastino,
Palestino. Yeah,
yeah.
it's
Action Comics number 242 back in
242,
1958.
which I should have had and had a chance to get, but didn't get it. Damn.
And now he's usually depicted as an extraterrestrial android or a
Yeah, or
cyborg.
cyborg. Yeah,
What is he?
always
He's an
both.
alien, and
He's actually
okay.
on Krypton. He was actually an AI, like Sentinel or Teletran 1, but he was sentient, and he knew Krypton was going to blow up because after drug, and he saved himself, and then he gave himself a body, things like that, and then he actually traveled the universe, collecting different, like Krypton had a lot of colonies. He actually traveled the universe and would collect them and then store them and then destroy the rest of the planet. Because he was
Superman's home was in the capital city of Krypton, Kandor, and one of Braniac's biggest achievements was shrinking and stealing Kandor. Which is one, I remember that. So and he's been the one responsible for Krypton's destruction in some of the continuities too.
Yes.
I wonder if they're gonna say
they're gonna do that.
Are they gonna retcon it? Oh, that would be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, well, some of the continuities do it, so it's not really retconning.
I think they did it.
In terms of the DC universe, it would be because they established why.
I think they did it in the last days of Krypton.
Right.
I think they did it. I think in the last days of Krypton.
Well, no, because in Man of Steel, you're right. In Man of Steel, they did talk about how it got destroyed.
Yeah, so it would.
But I wonder if they could tie in.
But they said the Kodak. They didn't say
Brainiac.
They said the Kodak. Remember in Man of Steel, they said the Kodak, right? And instead of Brainiac, but Brainiac, in some ways, in some parts of the country, he is the Kodak.
Responsible for that.
Oh yeah, they could maneuver it.
They could
and change it up. They could rewrite it a little
bit. But fans have definitely been asking for this villain, particularly, especially when in regards to DC and Superman, because, like we've said, they keep giving us Lex Luthor and Zod, and it's like we want someone new, and this would be a great one. And I'm super excited. And we've had the likes of Sabak, right? Lex Luthor, Steppenwolf, Cheetah. We've had Enchantress, the Joker, Darkseid, Maxwell Lord, General Zod, Ocean Master, Dr. Sivana, Starro, and Starro the Conqueror, Black Mask, and Ares. We still haven't seen Braniac in the films, but he's about to be introduced. But the Legion of Doom, right? It does seem as one of the main plans over at Warner Brothers Discovery and DC Films is to bring in the Legion of Doom. And it's been suggested that, like I said before, Flash 2 is going to introduce this particular, supervillain team to the DC universe. So we should expect some interesting villains to be introduced then when they do that, right? Because you've got the core members of the Legion of Doom, like Bizarro. So there's your Bizarro, Black Manta, Brainiac, Captain Cold, Cheetah, Giganta, Gorilla Grodd, Riddler, Scarecrow, Sinestro, Solomon Grundy, and Toy Man. So they got Toy Man. And we've only seen a small selection of those villains come to DC Films, right? We've already seen.
Don't forget Lex Luthor.
And Lex
Alexander Luthor, but Lex Luthor.
Right. We saw Cheetah.
And
we've also seen a version of the Riddler in the Batman movie. But those films don't seem to be, I guess they're not part of the DCEU or the specific continuity, whatever.
Well, I mean, the Batman definitely not.
Right.
84, I don't know, because the way they wrote it was so bad. It actually it put itself outside of the DCU. Like Wonder Woman in that film, she learns how to fly, but didn't use that with Batman v Superman or the Justice League. It's just so weird, that film. But it is, I believe, technically a part of the DCEU timeline.
Right.
We need Well, Wonder
Yeah.
Woman, they never showed her invisible jet either.
Oh yeah, that too.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. That's just right. Yeah.
Wonder Woman got some dope toys. She got an invisible jet and she can fly.
Yeah.
So she don't feel like flying. She's like, I'm taking my jet. I don't even feel like flying today. So let me jump in my jet, get up out
nah,
of
I'm good.
You know, back in
Sounds good.
they almost did this though back in '83 when they made Superman 3. The main villain was supposed to be Braniac. And the production eventually scrapped the idea. But the actual villain that came to the big screen was the supercomputer, which left traces of Brainiac's concept presence. So that was like a leftover of what they originally
Reno,
planned. So that was weird. But
Superman 3 went through so many changes. It
I'm
wasn't even
telling you,
funny.
bro.
That's how we got Supergirl. That's how we got the Supergirl movie.
Oh
Superman
my
Right.
3 was
god.
originally supposed to, it was originally supposed to be Supergirl.
Yeah.
And somehow it got scrapped and they went back to Superman, and then what Reno said, and then Richard
Well, they were
Pryor
gonna
got
make
involved.
the Superman Brainiac movie, and then they were gonna make Supergirl, and then they not making Supergirl, and then they just made the Supergirl movie, Superman 3.
Total mess.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
then
it
they
was
made a Supergirl movie,
crazy.
and
Then
it
they made
just was
it.
horrible. It was just horrible. It was
That was
horrible. It was
It was
bad.
bad.
Yeah. That's why I
Oof.
want to see this Batgirl movie. I want to see if it's as bad as the Supergirl.
Kevin Smith wrote a script with Brainiac in mind, and then Tim Burton's Superman Lives movie that never made it, which sucks, but that would have been cool. Had Brainiac in it. But his version was one that merged with Lex Luthor, so that kind of probably would have been garbage. But even Bryan Singer had plans for Brainiac if he was able to push through with his sequel to that Superman Returns in '06. But yeah, Brainiac was also in Zack Snyder's plans for his Man of Steel sequels that he was, so he originally planned that, but so the villain was on the pipeline, but there was no specific movie where Brainiac actually made it. So hopefully this will be that. But we know what happened with Cavill Superman in the previous leadership.
Yeah, that's why this movie does not exist to me until I see a trailer and a release date. I'm
Right.
not playing with them this time. Nope.
Wow. So what about Flash, Sada?
I still don't believe we're getting that film.
Wow.
It's already stamped, guys. I still don't believe it. And
You
if you
stamped
get
it?
it,
Wow.
pro.
Okay.
But I really don't believe we're going to see that film.
Well, listen, we might have to go live on an off day. You eat crow.
Yeah.
Boom.
Eat crow.
That film is happening. Yeah, that film's
It's happening. It's happening. Son.
It's happening.
Hey, we'll see.
All right.
We will see.
That film. Batgirl didn't happen, but that film's happening.
Yeah. So a lot of people were wondering if Zack Snyder is coming back now that Cavill's back, and I wonder, like, I'm afraid of them doing the whole thing about a Man of Steel sequel was that Man of Steel was so dope. I want to see the sequel to that. I don't want to see some other movie just totally unrelated made by someone completely different with the word Man of Steel 2 on the front.
Well, that's kind of what I want. Oh no.
Is that what you want? Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of.
Like,
I love the first one was so good though. I just want that again.
I think it was okay. I think it was a decent start. But like I never liked Zach's interpretation of Superman. He was just too dark, too dreary, and he like doubled down on it with Batman v Superman. Batman v Superman. And I just feel like that's over and done. It's time for fresh eyes, just all the way around. Like, I'm happy Snyder got to put his stuff out, but it's time to move on from his vision. I just feel like we need something new with these characters. And I'm open to a new director or writer, whatever, handling Superman. Like, I just feel like it's time to move on. That's just me. So,
Right. No, that makes sense. And I get that. I was never a Superman fan until Zack Snyder made him darker. So that to me, that's like now I was a fan of the character, but I can understand previous fans not digging that because it made him different. So I get that.
Right. The good thing about it is that you both can have what you want, because Man of Steel is actually a comic, and comic Man of Steel is more based in reality.
Yeah.
Like like a dark, almost a darker version of Superman, but more of a realistic version of
Right,
Superman.
right,
And then you could
right. That's
have
why I liked it. It
just
was more
Superman.
grounded.
So you could have right. You could make a movie and just say Superman, and then you can have Man of Steel. And it's too because even in Man of Steel, the comic, he wears a beard. Sometimes he flies. He got a beard. He don't shave. Um,
Hmm.
it's those little nuances that just puts
That's
him
the
more in
Cavill
reality.
Superman to
Right.
me.
He is
That's what
literally
I.
Man of Steel. Right. And
Yeah,
that's a
like
comic.
that's the.
That's a comic.
Yeah. So I just,
And Sue.
I just hope that they do kind of stick to that version of Superman, but there's no promising that could happen just because Cavill's back. So you might get something completely different. So you might be happy.
I just want our beacon of hope. He was not a beacon of hope under Snyder,
Right.
and I just feel like we
Exactly.
need a beacon of hope at this point.
But that would be dope. Let's say if they gave us Superman, like when they gave us Superman Returns,
Mhm.
just give us Superman, and then they give us Man of Steel. It's two different
Mhm.
versions of Superman, but it's still Superman,
That's true.
and that's what Man of Steel is. It's just a different, more
Yeah,
realistic version of Superman, and people love Man of Steel the comic. But you know that's what Man of Steel is based on. It's based on that comic.
yeah. I
Right.
think we can have our cake and eat it too in this instance. I do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let's see.
Let's see. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, because DC Studios will be led by James Gunn and Peter Safran, right? And they're ready. They're already announcing changes. I'm starting with renaming what was the DCEU, which is now just going to be the DCU. And their obvious intent to signify a change in policies might well indicate that a path for the return of Zack Snyder and completion of the DCU movie arc that he initially planned is open. And indeed, there is evidence that he might be returning to direct Man of Steel 2, or however that new Superman movie is, whatever the new Superman movie is going to be called. But when Cavill recently appeared at a live taping of Josh Horowitz's Happy, Sad, Confused podcast, he talked about multiple things, including his return to Superman. During the podcast, Zack Snyder had sent in a special video message for the Q&A session, which included the following quote: "I can't wait to work with you in the future, and you are, of course, the greatest Superman ever." That quote right there is what people are running with as evidence that he could be back. So, but however, if even if Snyder and DC Studios are going to collaborate in the future, Snyder's busy right now. He's working on Rebel Moon for Netflix, so it won't be. And following that, then he's got his Army of the Dead sequel, Planet of the Dead, all for Netflix, which is already in development. So his return to DCU is probable, but you probably have to wait a few years. So
But not immediate. It's probable, but not immediate. Yeah.
Right. But speaking of Rebel Moon, dude, I cannot wait for that. That's looking really cool. Because that movie was actually Rebel Moon was Zack Snyder's Star Wars script, but he ended up, for whatever reason, it's not going to be a Star Wars script, so it's just its own movie called Rebel Moon. That was going to be the same title. Yeah, it was going to be a Star Wars movie called Rebel Moon, but now all Star Wars IP stuff has been removed from it, and it's just a sci-fi movie called Rebel Moon. But it looks really cool. Looks really cool. Yeah.
Oh, dang, I definitely want to see that.
Yeah. Yep. And he did speak about Cavill did speak about the powerful moment that he had when he put back on the Superman suit, and why he chose the Man of Steel costume for his Black Adam cameo, and at the end of the end credit scene, why he chose that suit versus, I don't know, maybe the black suit or whatever other suit, because he's wearing the iconic blue and red and yellow suit. That it looked more to me like what Sada's looking for. It looked more like the Beacon of Hope Superman. He had the curl on his forehead. I mean, the curly hair and the whole thing. So, and they even played the theme music for the original Superman movie. So it's more geared to like what Sada's looking for. So, but he explained why he opted for that. To wear that. He said he opened up about the emotional resonance of the outfit and all of that. But he said it was very powerful. He said it was a very powerful moment for me. I wasn't sure how I would feel, whether it would be something very emotionally connective because I put the Man of Steel suit back on. I chose that one in particular because of the nostalgia attached to the suit. It was more important for me to be standing there and enjoying that moment. That is one of the top moments of my career. It feels great to have the opportunity to wear it again. So that's cool to know that he actually chose that and that it wasn't, some, some writer in the back, trying to do something for the fans. Like, it's just good to know. I'm happy to know when actors and directors are actual fans of the real fans of the material. But according to these recent reports, it's not going to be long before his potentially stepping out in that suit again. It might not be that long before we get the sequel. Might not have to wait like 5 years or anything like that.
I hope so. I hope so.
It's been 5 years. It's been what? How long since he did the first one? Half a decade? Or well, since he wore that suit last was 5 years ago.
It's
Wait,
been a
since he
minute.
did Man of Steel?
I think I think it's been what, 5
It's
years
been
since,
almost 10 years.
not since Man of Steel, but since he wore that suit in like Justice League or something.
Oh, well, that particular suit. Yeah, I guess it's only been a couple years.
I
He
know.
said something
I
about
know.
it being 5 years
Man of
since
Steel came out in 2013, and then we
Yeah.
got Justice League maybe 2 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like 2017, right?
Yeah, so that's what he's talking about. Yeah, that's 5 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, it was good to see him in the suit. It was good to see him there. Black Adam was good.
Mhm.
The post credit scene was good. It was kind of annoying, but it was good. I remember in the comics when Black Adam, came back, he let him know, like, I don't know. I just didn't like the way they made him confused about whether he was gonna stay in Kandahar. But in the comics, he wasn't confused about that. He was like, nah, uh, Kandahar is where I'm gonna stay as long. Like Amanda Waller's telling, like, oh, that's your prison now. You're gonna stay there. But in the comics, it was quite the opposite. He was just
Mm.
like, look, don't come in here if you don't want to die. Kandahar is where I'll be if you need me. He never came out unless he had to. So
Right.
nobody went into Kandahar, but Black Adam never really came out and he ruled over it. It was kind of like the
Mhm.
same thing, but it was just worded different. And then Superman shows up there. That's a fight if he shows up in Kandahar because Black Adam's gonna tell him to leave. If he don't go, he gonna get beat up. It's just that simple.
Mhm.
But I just didn't think that in the movie they didn't give a scope on how powerful Black Adam really is. It was still good. It was a good movie. I enjoyed it, but I just didn't think that they didn't give a scope of his power. Like he can, like when he
Yeah.
says the word Shazam, he can actually use that as a weapon as well to
Yep.
rain down the
I'm
lightning.
surprised he didn't
Yeah,
in the movie.
yeah.
I
I'm
thought he
shocked he
would.
didn't do it. Yeah, I'm shocked he didn't do it either. Yeah. So it's
Wait,
just
do
it's a
what?
lot he can do.
Like when he
He can,
says Shazam, that could be used as a weapon
yeah, he
against
can use it
him.
as a weapon,
If he
not just
says
to change
Shazam and
back.
the bolt comes down, someone else could be in that pathway, get
Oh.
hit, you're,
You're
you're
done.
done.
Oh, you're
basically.
done.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
you're done.
because Shazam has done that before. So
Right.
Right. Because Shazam doesn't really shoot lightning out of his hand. He can, but he doesn't do it. He'll just say Shazam,
yeah,
and then he'll use it. He'll
But
use the
doesn't it
light.
turn him into a kid again?
no, only if
No,
it hits him,
only if it
only if
hits
that
him.
bolt hits
Ah.
him.
Only if the bolt hits
So
him.
if Black Adam had said Shazam and then moved out the way,
Yeah,
pulled somebody in the way, it just
Yep.
fucked him up.
you get hit.
Ah,
Oh, you get. Well, no, it's different for Black Adam. If Black Adam says it, Black Adam, you gotta remember, Black Adam had thousands of years in order to learn how to control his powers.
right.
In the comic, the Wizard banished him for 3,000 years. You gotta remember, Shazam and Black Adam, they don't need to breathe in outer space. They can go into outer space and
Mhm.
they can live in outer space because of their
Mhm.
powers. So the Wizard banishes Black Adam. It takes him 3,000 years to fly back to Earth. So he gets back to Earth, but by then he knows how to use his powers. Like he really can use his powers. So he says Shazam in a certain way, and it can damage you. But he can say Shazam in another way, and it'll change him back into
Right.
Adam. Captain Marvel, yeah, I remember he doesn't really know how to use those powers like that. Black Adam can shoot the lightning from his hands. Shazam can do it too, but he just doesn't know how to do it. If he says Shazam, he'll hold you in front of the lightning.
Yeah.
it'll hurt you. But Black Adam can rain it down on you. Black Adam can just be like Shazam and just rain it down on you, and it'll hurt you. Like he literally knows how to use the powers to his full potential. Like remember
Right.
when he was fighting Hawkman, they were moving. Hawkman couldn't hit him. He was moving so fast.
Yep.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel can do that. He can do the same thing, but he just hasn't figured out how to do it yet. Yeah. Or use the powers to his advantage in that way or in that manner. It's just he just has to learn how to, and he's faster than Superman, but they just won't say it on a big screen. But both of them are
Right.
faster than Superman. They both can move. Superman is probably the third or fourth fastest person in the DC universe, but he definitely isn't as fast as the Flash.
Right.
In
I don't know
2
why they
seconds,
have
yeah.
them race.
Right.
Yeah.
All the time. They
All
have
the
race all the
time.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, I never wanted him to be faster than the Flash. I feel that's stupid. Like, why have the Flash if there's someone faster? If Superman could do it too or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Very strange.
But speaking of the Flash, season 9 will not be coming to the CW, apparently.
Oh.
Yeah, dark days ahead for the fans of the Arrowverse, which is nearing its end after what has truly been an incredible run on the CW. The Flash prepares to sign off the airwaves following a truly incredible run. And after 9 seasons, it's I guess, and I don't know if it means that because Superman and Lois may be ending soon. But granted that the CW renewed Superman and Lois for a 3rd season, but Next Star is where this stuff's gonna air or something. Because recently they purchased the network, the CW network, but the new ownership prefers cheaper, unscripted shows, reality crap. So, but Warner Brothers Discovery will still create content for the CW, but that
will they
sort
just
of
air it
arrangement,
on HBO Max like Superman and Lois?
I don't know, because that sort of just becomes unclear after 2023. Right now, it's just CW.
Wow.
But they also canceled, or they already canceled most of Greg Berlanti's DC TV series, Superman and Lois. But it might not be corporate shifts that kill Superman and Lois, but it could be another Superman, Henry Cavill Superman, apparently. But yeah, the Flash.
It's about it's time for the Flash. We Flash had a good run.
Yeah.
It's long
They're
overdue.
they're running out of content. And the content that they're giving us is not as good as it was in the beginning. So let's let Flash bow out gracefully while it can.
This time there's no release date for the final season of the Flash, but it has been confirmed. But we don't know, if the final season is even going to be on the CW, if it's going to come in 2023 or what. But this means we should see the new season arrive somewhere between January and March, and it's most likely that season 9 will be the final joint. But yeah, because season 7 of the Flash arrived in early March, and March was also when season 8 started. So yeah, it'll probably be March.
March.
Yeah,
Flash is good,
March.
man. Bro, Flash had a good run, man. I can't.
Yeah.
Listen, them first 3 seasons, dope, bro. Next 2 seasons, they were good. Good. Season 6 was kind of 7.
Yeah.
But it was all watchable. It was all watchable. But the first 3, epic proportions.
Yeah.
We need more TV shows like that.
Well, I guess the fans of Superman and Lois are worried that Cavill coming back means that the show is going to be canceled for some reason. According to some, Tyler Hoechling's time as Superman may be numbered, his days may be numbered. But yeah, they suggest that since Cavill's back, there can only be one active Superman in Warner Brothers Discovery. But we know that the Flash, because that might not be the case, because A new report points out instances where the television version had to end its run before the big screen version premiered in theaters. But there are characters like the Flash and especially Batman who have existed in TV and film at the same time in the
Live
past.
action though, because I don't for Batman, they're very protective of that, like the embargo and everything.
Well, you remember when Ezra Miller did the cameo on Grant
Yeah,
Gustin? See,
that
yeah,
that I know that
that's
the
what I mean.
Flash, yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
as far as like Batman, Superman, they're a bit more not so lenient with those characters. So
Yeah, I don't know.
this
Like
time may
during the
be
time
numbered.
when Batman the animated series was on or something like that, did any movies come out? I don't know. Like,
I mean,
Yeah, we got
animation, that's like
yeah.
a
We got
different
we got
ball game.
Batman
Like
Returns.
do
Batman
that.
Returns came out.
Yeah. I think
Um,
like
yeah,
live action
have
though,
they done
that's
any live
different.
action Batman shows at all?
No,
no,
not
Since
really
not after
outside of
Adam West. Not after
yeah.
Adam West. No,
Oh, okay.
it's all been
because
animated.
Gotham they didn't use in the whole series because of the embargo and everything until
Right.
like literally the last episode of the series where he had like the weird costume on and
Yeah.
so they're very weird with that. It was the same thing that happened with Suicide Squad. They didn't use them on Arrow because of the movie that was coming out. They had to shut that down. So it depends, I guess, on whatever character. It's weird, but
Yeah. Yeah. It's a,
But
as for
Suicide
Batman.
Squad could be. Suicide Squad doesn't have to be the members that were in the movie.
oh yeah, I know, but
Any
they shut
group.
that
Yeah,
down on Arrow. They shut the
yeah.
whole thing down because of the movie, which
Yeah.
was dumb.
I never was a big fan of Arrow. I never was a big fan of Arrow. Everybody loved Arrow, but I never.
I like the first
Don't
two
get me wrong.
seasons. After that, no. Same thing with the Flash.
Flash was
Mhm.
good.
But the Flash
good.
was a little more watchable. I will say that it
Yeah.
was
Was it?
definitely.
Even Supergirl was good
Wow.
in the beginning until they started. Supergirl was good until they started. She couldn't have a boyfriend. Then they wanted her to be gay, and then they wasn't sure. And then she was dating. It got too. It started. They tried to make it woke, and then it didn't work. Then they tried to put it back, and then it just ruined it. There's enough of nasty taste in people's mouths. They should have just left Supergirl alone and just kept going. She had
Yeah.
no. It just. I don't know, man.
I ended up 6
Supergirl.
seasons. Man, that was kind of premature. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. And Batman,
it
I mean,
made-
Batman, they had Ben Affleck was still technically active during the premiere of Robert Pattinson's Batman, and then the existence of Michael Keaton's Dark Knight at the same, and then that was to be Leslie Grace's Batgirl's mentor.
Yeah, and then they canned that film.
Exactly. Yeah. So heroes aside, one can also look at the Joker. You've had different versions from Todd Phillips, Matt Reeves, Zack Snyder, and so it's not guys just
Jaquan
relax.
Phoenix.
Yeah, Cavill does not mean Superman and Lois is going to be canceled. Now, Superman and Lois gets canceled, whatever. It's not strictly because Cavill's back. That's
It
not.
could be. I don't know. It could be. But I hope
It,
not.
it would be. It would be. Yeah. It would. It wouldn't make sense if they did it because of so many other instances where they didn't have a problem with that. So I don't think they're going to do that for this one. Why would they?
They could. I mean,
They
Yes,
could.
they
They
could.
really
Listen,
could.
if they're gonna cancel a Batgirl movie that nobody ever saw, that they filmed the whole thing.
Yeah.
Did post
I
production
don't
on
put
it.
it above them to
Never
ask
put it out.
Superman and Lois to make
Exactly.
room for Cable.
Superman,
I don't.
right.
It's not above them. I don't see that.
Superman and Lois is on the chopping block, bro.
It
Yeah,
doesn't
all
matter
of
to
those
me.
shows
I've
are
never
really.
even watched. Yeah, I've never even seen Superman and Lois.
I've heard it's really good because it's like produced and by HBO. It's not like it's the same thing with Stargirl. Like they're aired on the
Stargirl is
CW,
good.
but like they're financed and stuff by HBO Max, which is why everything is just leagues better than what the Flash and Arrow and all of those shows. So
Yeah. Well, I don't have anything against Superman and Lois particularly. I just don't watch network TV. I don't watch any of those shows. I've never seen any show on the CW. Don't watch them. I don't watch TV. Can't stand it. That's just me. I don't like it.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't do
Wow,
network
bro.
TV.
I mean, I
Yeah.
watch Finding Bigfoot. I love Finding Bigfoot.
There's some of those documentary type shows I've watched for sure, but nah, like scripted fictional shows I generally avoid unless it's like Breaking Bad or something. Yeah, I just
missing out. Missing out.
Didn't
on
even
some
watch
bangers.
Battlestar. You didn't watch
It's
the
just not
remake
for
of
me.
Battlestar Galactica?
I missed it. It's just not for me. Not for me.
Sucks.
Like TV shows, the only TV shows
Shame.
I watch are ones that are on like premium network, premium cable, like HBO, Showtime, shit like that. A&E has done some shit that I've watched. AMC have done some stuff I watched. I mean, I'm not gonna front. Breaking Bad was dope. Better Call Saul. There's shows that have made it to network that I've watched, but generally,
Raised by Wolves.
yeah, nope.
Raised by Wolves is good.
Nope.
It's good.
Yeah, I heard that
It's
was good too. I heard that was good.
Raised by
That was
Wolves.
really,
That's on
really good.
HBO, right?
Yeah, that was on HBO. I saw that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw that one on HBO.
Really, really good.
That
Really
was dope.
good.
Yeah, that was dope. That was super dope.
I mean, with TV,
But
well, when you
speaking of,
break it down, TV just ain't what it used to be, man. We don't get the quality. TV used to be something that could be enjoyed. Like the content they put on there, they took their time. They made us good content. They gave us. That's why stuff from the 80s and 90s and 70s is so iconic because they put time into it, man. Now it's just like, oh, reality TV. Oh, stuck on Love Island.
yeah.
Flavor of Love.
What? You don't like Love
It's
is
just
Blind?
no,
You don't like
God.
Love Island?
You don't watch
no,
Naked
none of that.
Island?
Come
No, I watch Naked
on.
Island,
You don't watch
Love
Naked?
You don't like
Island. No,
Temptation Island?
The
no.
Naked
We
That's a
live in
real
the
Bachelor?
show.
era. We live in the era of those type of TV shows, and that's what we got. But the makeup content, gotta look at it like this: when you see that much content on TV, it tells you how creative Hollywood really is right now. Like when you go around the world, people still making soap operas, TV shows. They're still doing good stuff in Africa,
Yeah.
Asia, China, Japan, Korea. They're still doing an American TV. You got a hit, bro. You get some
Yeah, don't
people.
sleep
You get
on the
some
K
kooky,
dramas
crazy
and C
people on there.
dramas, folks. The joints are dope. Don't
Oh,
sleep on those.
yeah. See, yeah, those. I mean, listen. When you watch the Jeffersons, if you watch an episode of Jeffersons, Sanford and Son, Living Singles, Cosby Show, it was content that would captivate you. You watch it like, yo, these actors are good. They acting. They putting their heart and soul in. You know what I mean? But now you couldn't name me a show that the whole America sat
Yeah,
down and
The
watched
Rookie. I
every
just
week.
started watching it. The Rookie is not that bad. The Rookie is not
Rookie
that
is
bad.
good. The Rookie is good.
You
SWAT
know
is
what I
See?
good too.
started? You
It's
know what I
it's one
started?
of the few.
Mm.
One of
I
the
started
few.
watching this show called Yellowstone.
Yellowstone's
I've
good.
heard I've heard good
That
things
shit
about
Yellowstone's
that.
is
good.
crazy good, dude. I was like
Yeah.
really blown away that it is not something I would be into. Like cowboys and shit is not for me, but this show is really good. It's almost like The Sopranos for cowboys or something. It's dope. So
Yeah,
that kind of
Yellowstone's
has
good.
me hooked. Binging. I'm binging Yellowstone right now. But yeah. The speaking of woke Disney, man, they apparently the CEO has like responded to, because people are saying that Disney has become too woke. I mean, from Marvel and Star Wars and all that stuff has
It's,
definitely.
it, it has. It's filtered into its content. It has.
Oh, that's what's up. That's
There's
what's
no
up. Billings,
there's no
Montana.
place for it.
Whoa,
Shout out
Norman.
Yellowstone, Norton Rad.
Yeah,
But
Raz from Yellowstone.
eh,
Yellowstone is
but
the shot.
yeah, but overseeing Disney's vast empire is Bob Chapek, right? Who assumed the title of CEO just weeks before the pandemic broke out. And even though the company weathered the global shutdown and is thriving again, Chapek has seemingly made one blunder after another, such as in the lawsuit feud with Scarlett Johansson and his focusing on cutting costs, referring to Shang-Chi as an interesting experiment. The CEO also experienced backlash from within the company and via Marvel boss Victoria Alonso in the wake of Florida's "Don't Say Gay" bill. And then while the Disney company and its subsidiaries have been like enduring the backlash of their own, particularly in terms of like producing content that is considered woke, now in a new interview, Chapek has addressed these criticisms, where the company stands, and even responded to whether Disney has become too woke, which is
100-day guarantee.
I don't want that. But in talking with the Wall Street Journal, Chapek was asked about the company's attempts to reflect modern day positions and the subsequent backlash. You know, as like in the case of Lightyear, that Lightyear's had the
Yeah.
same sex kiss at the ending,
Yes. Yep.
and the ending of Pinocchio on Disney Plus. So when questioned whether Disney has become too politically correct or too woke, he said, "You know, I think this is the quote. You know, I think it's the more complex something is, the more you really have to drill down into the basics. And we want our content to reflect the rich, diverse world that we live in. And again, I guess that's another way of saying catering to your audience. But the world is a rich, diverse place, and we want our content to reflect that. And we're so blessed to have the greatest content creators, and they see it similarly." He also admits that it's from a good commercial standpoint as well, because Disney's appealing to the largest possible audience. I think this is an admission, but he says, but I think that's good from a commercial standpoint as well, because then you appeal to the largest possible audience, and certainly we live in a world now where everything seems to be polarized. That's like, in my opinion, like he just told on himself. Basically, we're doing it because we know that it's popular and it's going to make us money. But anyway, he says, but I think we at Disney, we want Disney to stand for bringing people together. I always say when someone walks down Main Street and you look at the castle, you're not thinking I'm on the side of the political spectrum, or I'm on one side of the political spectrum or another. You have a shared belief in all the wonderful aspects of what Disney is, and we want to use Disney to bring people together. And I think we'll do that by diverse stories and diverse characters. End quote. And I think that basically is a total bullshit statement too, because if you really wanted to not polarize and not worry about what side of the political spectrum you're on, then keep it out of it. Just do your Disney characters and do the Disney stuff. Do your stuff like you said. Make that we all share in a belief in the wonderful aspects of what Disney is. Then you should probably keep it neutral. That's just my opinion. I mean, what do y'all think? I don't know. But he said,
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, like the
Children
idea
don't.
of diverse characters and stories, like that's never been the problem for
Right.
anyone. It's always the application, because it's just garbage, like every single time. And like you said, he like totaled himself, like you're doing this because you want to make money. You're not doing this because you actually want to tell these stories and put love and care into them.
Exactly.
So like, what do you mean? Like
Full of
you
shit.
total yourself, buddy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Like
Right.
women, you gotta understand. Children don't discriminate.
No,
Children don't care about.
They
They
don't
don't
see
care
that.
about color. They don't care about
unless they're
gender.
taught.
They don't care about, unless they taught right.
That's
So if you
learned
just
behavior.
kept coming out with you just kept coming out with Disney movies the way you and the characters were the way they were, no child on this planet is gonna say you don't have enough gay people in your
Yeah,
movie.
right.
They're not
Yeah.
gonna say that. They're
This
not
is
gonna
not
say
really a
that.
diverse
If
cast.
right, and being Disney, you have to set the example and say,
Wow.
okay, we're gonna keep that out of Disney because that's not what we do. We're here for the children, and
That's
if the
what they should
adults,
do.
right,
Yeah.
and if the only people that's gonna notice is the adults. That's
Right.
it.
Right.
So the children not gonna understand. They're not gonna be like, oh, well,
Right.
why can't
So
Buzz Lightyear have a gay
right.
couple in it? Children didn't ask for that. They just want to see the movie. They want to see Buzz, and they want to see him in action.
And so if you're catering to the adults in that way, then you're telling on yourself that basically you're
That's why you
doing it
got
for
the
the
Disney
money.
Channel, right? That's why you got the Disney Channel. If
Right.
you want to do that, then make a show about that and put it on Disney Channel for people
Yeah.
of genderless content and
Right.
gay to watch. Put it
Yeah.
on there. If Disney want to be so bold, do it. That's why you came out with the
Yeah,
Disney
they've
Channel.
actually dealt with that before. They've dealt with introducing a gay character and a gay couple on a Disney Channel show. Now they weren't. It was very like subtle. It was just natural, so nobody had a problem with it because it's like, who cares? Like they did it on.
And that's how it should be.
Yeah, and they did it on what is it called? Good Luck Charlie. There was one episode where there was a couple, two women, right? Nobody like you wouldn't have even thought about it, and I didn't even like think about it until it was brought to my attention. And then there was on another show, what was it, Andy? There was a character, and he was like the first to like kind of be openly gay. So it's just like, but it just flowed with the story. Like the way that they do it is just like so in your face. It's like,
Yeah.
okay. Like
Yeah.
I don't understand. Like there's no flow. It's not organic at all.
And it's not as powerful that way, I don't think.
Yeah.
It's not as
No.
powerful if you
I
shove it
don't
down
think it is.
down my throat. It's
Throat.
powerful when you
Right.
let me experience it organically, my own, instead of telling me what to experience. And he tells on himself again. He says, yeah, we talk about shaping our content a lot and some of the push-pull of all the different forces. But in the end, we have to follow our North Star, which again is storytelling and catering to the audiences that actually love the Disney. And if he's like mixing is it storytelling or is it catering to the audiences? It's not both. And then he says, when finally asked directly if he thinks Disney is too woke, he says, I think Disney is a company that has survived for 100 years by catering to its audience, and it's going to thrive the next 100 years by catering to its audience. So you basically just said that you're only doing this because you think it's what the audiences want, when in fact you're just following the vocal minority on Twitter and stuff like that, and thinking, oh, that's what everyone thinks now, so we got to do this for the people. It's small. It's a vocal minority, people that really are these super social justice warriors that are contradicting themselves, patronizing, in my opinion. But speaking of patronizing, did you guys hear this on Black Panther? Black Panther 2, there's an activist, a black activist. I don't know how serious of an activist they are, but a TikTok creator has come on and officially said that white people should not see Black Panther 2 on opening weekend. And in fact, we should stand outside of the theater, block other white people from going in, and making sure that black people can watch the movie in peace.
What? Yeah, I read that. I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. It didn't make any sense to me. The girl was saying that if they buy a ticket, they should give it to a black family in need. She got a GoFundMe page trying to raise $10,000 to get to help underprivileged African Americans go see Black Panther. And she says if you go see it on opening day, you're anti-black. If you're white,
you got to see it to believe it. Check this out, guys.
This message is to all our would-be accomplices and white allies. This message is to all the white people who have BLM in their bio. If you really want to prove to black people that you love us and you care about us and you are down for the cause, do not go see that movie opening weekend. You buy your ticket, you give it to a black person or a black family who can't afford to go. And then you go sit at that theater in front of the doors. You make sure that every black person in that theater can enjoy that movie in peace. You make sure that you use your body to block us from anybody who is coming in that theater to do us harm. That is your job. You can go see it on another weekend. Go see it on the second or third weekend. But the first weekend, that's for us. To do anything other than this is anti-black.
Wow. That's along the lines of Biden saying, voting, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. I mean, I'm not black, but my wife is, my kids are mixed. You guys are black. Do you feel this way?
Because they tried the same argument when the first movie came out. They wanted to, people wanted to gatekeep that movie, and it's like I understand wanting to gatekeep something that is, you know, a part of our culture. I get that, because there are a lot of white people and other people who like to steal. I get that.
100%.
In this case, it doesn't work because Black Panther appeals to everybody, and everybody. So it's like, to try and say don't see it opening weekend. It's like, well, no, that's not how this works. Because I mean, they are going to make up a huge chunk of the audience who goes to see this movie opening weekend. Like, so if they get low numbers, who are you going to blame if they get low numbers? Like, what's going to happen with that? You know what I mean? Thank God.
And then they'll blame all the white people for being racist for not going to see it. It's like, you gotta, but so here's what the thing says. In arguably one of the most predictable discourse developments imaginable, Black Panther Wakanda Forever has been declared so important for the Black community that white audiences must refrain from attending opening week. By the way, so important for the Black community, like, I get it, but this is not like a slavery movie. This is not a Black activism movie. It's a comic book movie. It's a CDI.
It is important to the Black community, though. It is, because Black Panther, it is definitely.
And I get that. And I get that 100%. But to say that it's like white people can't watch it or it's not for you is just really contradictive, in my opinion. But they say this needlessly divisive rhetoric was first raised on October 24th. TikTok video posted by a self-described social reform activist, heavy emphasis on self-described, as even her own website appears to list her credentials in the field as little more than an operation of seemingly defunct personal blog, Lavender Lee.
Yeah, it's just silly. Like Lito's Ways said, like, or I'm sorry, Norm Rad. Like, people just want to go. They want to go. One of the biggest things that is going to have people sitting in the theater, they want to honor Chadwick, or they want to see Namor, or whatever. But people want to honor Chadwick. That goes for that's not just selective to Black people. So I don't really understand that. And Lito's Way, yeah, like that's basically what she's saying. And it's so weird. Like, what are you talking about? You just don't make any sense. You cannot. This is not something you can gatekeep. This is not something that the Black community should gatekeep. No, yeah, this is very, very silly, and it's just like, okay, lady, not even gonna give you that energy, because you're just trying to create chaos and unnecessary discourse for a film that is supposed to just be about honoring someone who put a lot into this character and everything like that. Like, it's just unnecessary chaos. Stop.
Right. And when she said, she says, this message is to all the white people who have BLM in their bio. Is that specifically for white people that have BLM in their bio? Because I don't have BLM in my bio. I don't support BLM, but that doesn't mean I don't support any Black people. It's BLM is an institution that, you know, has its own issues. So I don't know why she even said that part. And then, but this is what bothers me. She's saying, make sure that you would, every Black person in the theater can enjoy the movie in peace, as if they can't enjoy it in peace if white people are in the theater. And then she says to stop anyone from coming in there to do us harm. That's a whole other thing. Why are people coming in there to do you harm? You're just talking about people to see the movie.
Wow. I don't get it either. I hope nobody goes to the movie to do people harm.
Right.
That's one of the few. That's one of the few institutions we got left that you can go to publicly and feel safe. Anywhere else, you know, baseball game, football game.
And she encouraged white people to not only patronizingly seek out poor Black people who can't afford a ticket and do their righteous duty by buying them a ticket. Like, I get buying people a ticket that can't afford it, but how, like, condescending would it be if a white person just walked up to you and was like, "Oh, you're only Black. I have to help you with this ticket," or something like this.
I don't know. I mean, she really felt that strongly. If she really wanted to raise money for Black people who were not able to see this movie, then do that. Like, make a GoFundMe.
Said she raised $500. Like, she raised.
That's great.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay, that's great. But like, don't place it all on another group of people to finance someone. Like, it's just so
Yeah, and right, bro. That's a whole other thing. But like, yeah, I mean, you're basically telling white people to boycott the movie. That's kind of backwards. Boycott the opening weekend. You know, these movies base their success on opening weekend, so should not we as many people as possible go see the thing? I don't know. And like you said, Sada, like I didn't want to give this a big platform. I'm gonna tell you the truth. This was almost the thumbnail for tonight's show. That was almost I made that thumbnail, and then I thought about it, and I thought, well, this is DC Power Hour, and I don't want to get super political. And you know what? I'm not going to give her that much spotlight. So
we're just going to say we disagree.
That's it.
And everybody hold hands and go see Black Panther.
Yeah, hold hands. I mean, really, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I know I'll be there on opening day, so fuck that.
Everybody. Black Panther is for everybody. Black Panther is for the people. So everybody go see Black
Panther.
For the people. Everybody. Yeah, everybody go see Black. Just go see it, man. I mean, it might be the best movie we saw this year. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping it is. The trailers look good. So let's just go see Black Panther, man. Let's come back and chop it up in peace.
Speaking of trailers, I've got a little bit of a footage. Namor's attack. Check this out.
It's the queen.
It looks fun, man. It looks like fun. Yeah, that looked pretty cool. This is their TV. Well, what did you guys think about that?
That was good.
Sada
didn't like it. Sada wasn't really into it.
Sada's not super impressed.
I think it was all right. I think it was all right.
It was good. It was good. It was good.
My problem with the first movie is I think it looked, and I don't know if this was the overuse of color or something, but there was a cheap, I don't know, it just seemed like theme parky. I don't know, it was too, and I almost get that vibe here with this one. Like almost like I'm watching, I don't know, if you've ever been to Universal Studios and you watch one of the like live action scenes that they put on, I don't know, it kind of just reminds me of something like that. Like it's like in a pre-made, I don't know. I don't really know what I'm saying, so I'm not going to say it. This is their TV spot. This was pretty cool. Check it out.
They came from the water on the backs of whales, and he had superhuman strength.
That can't be good. This November, for the team.
We need to work together.
For the power. For Wakanda.
Now is our time.
Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Only in cinemas.
Yeah, that looked pretty cool too.
Yeah, it did.
Avatar vibes. I get
so it comes out. Wait a minute, that comes out the 9th. That's like a Wednesday.
11th.
No, it comes out the 11th.
Yeah.
So
okay.
You're like
I thought that said the 9th. Did that say the 9th? Was I seeing?
Nah, that was the 11th. We're 2 weeks out.
No, but Stu's right. That did say.
Oh, it did. Oh,
in cinemas November 9th.
Maybe early or something.
No, because I know it is.
The 9th is because the 8th is election day. The 8th is election day. That's a Tuesday.
Yeah.
So the 9th is a Wednesday. The 9th is a Wednesday. So that's why I was like, damn, that's coming out. It's like I can go vote and go see the midnight show on the Black Panther. Let's do it.
Right. Well, Wednesday. So Friday is the 11th, but y'all know when they do a Friday, it always comes out on Thursday too. So
yeah,
technically, so then the 9th is Wednesday. It's probably just an early, sneak peek or whatever.
Yeah, probably early for like reviewers or whatever.
Yeah, or certain theaters. Now I know that some people have already gotten to see it, or at least that's what I hear. Some early screening or something. So I have to look into that, but I think that they already did a thing like that. Let me see. I was reading that somewhere. First Black Panther, what color? Yeah, the first Black Panther reactions pour in. Let's see.
Yeah, you had to have some people have seen it already. It's only the
Yeah,
11th is like 2 weeks away.
yeah. Details of the film's plot for the most. Hold on. Did they actually see it or would they see? Okay, so those who were able to attend the world premiere seem to have been blown away with what Coogler, his cast, and the crew have been able to achieve, especially given the movie's rocky road to the screen. They also hint a jaw-dropping post-credit scene attached to the end of the movie. Will this be another game changer for the MCU? So some of the reviews are Wakanda Forever Black Panther is beautiful, a beautiful tribute to Chadwick Boseman, visual stunner with Angela Bassett commanding every scene she inhabits. Rihanna's Lift Me Up will do that for many. Another great post-credit scene that's genuinely a jaw dropper. Don't know about Oscars. Then this guy says, another reason I'm so impressed with Black Panther Wakanda Forever is Ryan Coogler had the impossible task of trying to make a sequel without Chadwick Boseman and make it feel respectful, but also keep the franchise going. And he hit a home run, going to be a huge hit for Marvel Studios. This guy says, Wakanda Forever is fantastic. Coogler delivers a soulful, wondrous sequel that packs an emotional punch and effect. Can I just listen? These reviews are so fake and corny. I'm over, like, dude. First of all, nobody's gonna give this movie a bad review. I promise you.
Oh yeah, because they were at the world premiere.
Right.
Oh, there's no way.
And listen, white reviewers are afraid to say anything negative about it. You can believe that, just like they were with the first movie. So it's gonna be hard to get, I think, authentic reviews out of critics. Fans, I mean, you know how on the Sixth Element, how we're gonna give our real opinions, not what we think everyone wants to hear. So you guys will get the real scoop from us on the 13th. Yeah, because we'll wait till Monday. So we'll let you know. And yeah, like okay, so let me read another one. Wakanda Forever is a beautifully cathartic tribute to the legacy of Chadwick Boseman. Reminds us of his monumental impact and that he is truly still here with us. Great performances from Guria, Bassett, Wright, and Thorne. Huerta was incredible. Loved Rihanna's song and Ludwig's score. So I guess Rihanna's song is a big part of it.
Yeah, she's coming out of the music. She's coming back to the music industry after like 6-year hiatus. So people are woo. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, this guy says Black Panther Wakanda Forever makes it clear how precious Chadwick Boseman and T'Challa were to the MCU. Without him, the film sometimes yearns for a heartbeat. It finds it at just the right moments, and it's exhilarating. I can't wait to see it again. Yeah, you're not gonna get any nobody's gonna be critical. So many emotions, creepy and brutal in parts, heartbreaking and beautiful. So that seems to be the thing. Is this is like a very this is a very heartwarming type vibe that should be really inspiring, and so I'm sure it's going to be super inspirational and all that stuff. This guy says Black Panther feels like a war movie. It's emotional, heavy, intense, and phenomenal. Namor is an incredible and powerful villain. Wakanda Forever focuses on grief, loss, and vengeance. You aren't ready for the Marvel logo and mid-credit. It honors Chadwick perfectly. Would this guy put a video? No. So, yeah, I mean, if any of these are to be taken, literally, then apparently this is the, best movie ever made. So we'll see. We will see.
So that's what they're going. Listen, just review the movie for what it is. Like Black Adam, the critics
Never
they
happened.
bombed it, but the fans loved it. They loved it. I haven't heard one per. It's like Black Adam's like Man of Steel right now. People love it. You know what I mean, the critics, critics can kill a movie, man. They can really kill a movie.
Yeah.
But as far as I'm concerned, go see Black Adam. I think Black Adam is worth going to see in the theater. Morbius was my couch. That was worth my couch. I enjoyed that at home on my couch. I would not have enjoyed that in the theater. If I would have had to go to the theater and see that, I would have been mad. I'd have been upset. I'd have had to turn into a vampire and bite somebody in the face.
Oh no!
Because that's how mad I've been. But on my couch at home in the comfort of my living room, good movie.
Good movie.
Good movie. Good watchable movie. It was entertaining. I ain't gonna say good, but I just said I was entertained. That's all I can tell you. It was a good, entertaining vampire movie.
There is this ridiculous. Hold on, I gotta find this. This was great. Let me see. They said Black Adam. They listed the 10 worst films of all time. And they put Black Adam as number 1, the worst film of all time.
Damn, I think they just
see. On that note,
I think
they're
just
just
hating
trolling.
on yeah, I think they just hating on the Rock. I think that's just a Rock.
That's a beautiful note to go out on, but I do have to go, lovely people. So I'll see you guys. What, Monday? Yeah, Monday.
Yes.
Bye, everyone.
Monday. You sure now? Because Monday's Halloween. So you sure?
Is it?
Ooh, I should be good.
Monday's Halloween.
Yeah, Monday's Halloween.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, so we'll have the big Halloween episode. That'll be cool.
Yeah, have a little tribute.
Yeah. How about this? We wear costumes.
Oh, okay.
Who's down? You down?
We'll see what I can pull together.
I'm down. We got to talk about the start time. I still got a little one. I take trick.
Oh. So how do we want to do that? Yeah. I don't know.
I still got a little one.
Yeah.
Y'all kids are grown. Sada's kids are grown. Your kids don't go trick or treating. Sada's kids don't go trick or treating.
No.
I still got an 11-year-old, man.
Sada don't have kids, by the way.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sada might want to go trick or treating. I don't know. You never know.
All right, guys. Peace.
Hey,
I'll keep watching.
Yeah, thank you for hanging out.
Yeah. I got to roll out too, man. It's about time for me to fight crime as well.
Oh, you guys, I just want to show you this list, and then we're done.
Oh no, go ahead. Yeah. No, I ain't.
Funny. This is funny
right now, but it's about that time. But we got time for this.
Yeah, this is funny. So they said that not only is it a bad movie, they said it's the worst movie of all time. So they wrote this thing. What did they do? So The Rock's Black Adam tops our 10 worst movies ever. Now I thought it was gonna say DC movies, comic book movies. No, ever. Period. So and they're dead ass serious. Like this is not. So they said, here they go. Number 1 on their list, barely a movie, but rather a collection of bad plot points, bad special effects, a non-story, and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson hiding every bit of his cinematic charm. And this was disaster from start to finish. Why did Johnson allow himself to suppress his normally engaging personality? Because it's Black Adam, not The Rock, dumbass. Anyway, that was one of the best things about the movie was that The Rock didn't The Rock it up too much. That was great. So, and then he says, when that has been the ticket to his great success over the last 20 years, whatever. Then he said, it doesn't help that it also features, second tier, boring DC Comics superheroes. So they shit all over the Justice Society. They shit all over Hawkman and Dr. Fate. Come on, bro. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Only Pierce Brosnan's character who tries to inject notes of humanity, but if anything, that only made his performance seem out of place. First of all, Hawkman's not supposed to be humanity-like. He's supposed to be
human at all.
Yeah,
he's Thanagarian. He's Thanagarian. So.
Yeah, he's more like Drax or something, like super serious all the time, like Vulcan right? That's how I feel.
He's like Drax. He's
Like a
like Drax.
Vulcan.
He takes everything literally. He's
Right.
serious. He's all about the fight. He's like a Cleon. They're a warrior race. They're just a
Yeah.
warrior race. Thanagarians
Yeah.
are a warrior race. Like
Yeah.
they
So
don't.
it clearly is just, you know, someone who doesn't know what the fuck they're watching. And their second one after that, this is what's funny. The next movie is Pirates of the Caribbean: Dead Man's Chest, which is arguably a terrible movie. Then 3 is Venom: Let There Be Carnage. Third worst movie of all time? I don't think so. Bad movie, yeah, but third of all time, no. Suicide Squad 2016, bad movie. Does it belong
Yeah,
as
no,
number
wait, and
4?
in their opinion, but that movie, I don't care what anybody says, has a
You
cult
liked it.
following.
You liked it. That's
That
right.
movie has a cult. I thought it was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But it was soft,
Definitely
but it
not
was
the
good.
fourth worst movie
And
of
I
all
know,
time.
and I know for a fact, I know that movie has a cult following because I know people that say, like, look, like I love Suicide Squad. Like
Right.
they love that first movie.
Yeah, yeah. I guess there's gonna be somebody that like everything. It definitely don't belong as number 4 of the worst movies of all time. And then they put Last Days. This was their Michael Pitt as a Cobain-like rock star. It was a weird movie. I don't have any like love for this movie. I thought it was very boring. I don't even think I got all the way through it because it was
I
like
didn't.
about Kurt Cobain, but he wasn't Kurt Cobain. This is just not for me. Stupid. The House That Jack Built. This was actually not that bad. Like this was not that
It
bad.
wasn't.
It was kind of.
It was
It was
decent.
kind of.
Yeah, the House
Yeah.
of Jack Bill was good. It was all
Yeah.
right. That was
I mean, Matt
watchable.
Dillon is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he killed it. Yeah, it was not bad at all.
Yes, I was entertained.
Right. Ghosts Can't Do It. I didn't know this existed.
I ain't even. I was going to say the same thing. Didn't even
Bo
watch
Derek and Donald Trump. Together doing a movie. How bad is it?
1989. I was watching Bat. If it didn't have a bat symbol on it back in 1989, I didn't watch it. I didn't give a damn about it.
Exactly. Where'd they put number 8? Last Airbender. I would have put.
Good.
Yeah,
I would have put. Was all right.
I would have put Dragon Ball Z here. Like Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, I definitely would have put Dragon. That was bad.
That was
that was bad. But Last Airbender, that was
not that bad. This next one pisses me off because Rock and Roller is the business.
Rock and Roller was good.
Rock and Roller is my shit, bro. I love that movie.
Was good.
I love that.
It was a fun. That's a fun movie to watch. That's just a straight. Yeah.
Loved it.
That's fun.
Yeah, Guy Ritchie, who at the time was just killing it with Sherlock Holmes and all that dope shit he was doing, and then this movie, I thought it was great. This is a cult classic. This is a cult movie right here. I mean, you got Idris Elba, Gerard Butler, Tom Hardy. You know what I'm saying? All killing it, bro. And listen what Guy Ritchie delivers a master class in how not to make a movie as he tells his usual story of low-life Brits scamming each other. So if that's not what you like, then don't watch the movie because that's what it's about. They said director Guy Ritchie doesn't know how to introduce characters, so he relies on narration. Usually that's how you do it. He doesn't know how to make us feel about characters, so he tells us through narration. He has no gift for story. He creates a chaotic mess and tries to pass it off as style. I liked all the Sherlock Holmes movies. Pretty much anything Guy Ritchie did.
Great.
Yeah, I don't know what this dude, whoever made this. Romeo and Juliet 2013. I didn't even see it. No, I wouldn't watch that.
I saw it. I saw it.
Did you?
It was all right. Yeah, it wasn't bad.
I like the Romeo and Juliet.
It was
the Leonardo DiCaprio Romeo and Juliet.
That was cool. Good. Yeah, that was good.
That was cool.
But this one was just this one was just a movie. It was just a movie.
Yeah,
I watched it on TV. Like I caught it on the network and I just watched it. I was like, eh. But if I had to go to the theater and see it, no.
Nah. But this is a weird list. It's just a weird list. As the 10 worst movies of all time, I could easily give you 10 movies worse than everything on this list. So this is a terrible list. But putting Black Adam at the top, like you said, bro, that's just obvious haterism.
Like
there's no logic behind that.
The one that should be at the top is Highlander. Highlander 2 should be at the top of that list. Why that ain't up?
Yeah. Or the very
that's
first
one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Movies. The first Fantastic Four movie that nobody even knows about. That shit will fuck up.
Yeah, the ones that came out in the 90s. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Like this was before Fox. Like I don't even know who made this shit. This is the worst shit I've ever seen. But we'll get into that.
Somebody made it. It was actually it was a legitimate movie. But it was
No, it
horrible.
was real. No, it's a real. Yeah,
It was real. It was real, but it was horrible. Never saw it, but I know they said it was horrible.
No, like I've seen clips of it and certain scenes. I'm gonna show you a great. Oh yeah, this is perfect. So here. No, hold on. Oh wait. Oh, there's a okay here. Let me give you this one. Yeah, a lot of people didn't even know that they made this movie. But in its defense, comic accurate costumes. But yeah. I mean, it's literal spandex, like just bad, like. But yeah, I mean, listen, if you want comic accurate costumes, that's what it is. It's spandex and not super cool looking, but dude,
You can do
just look.
spandex, but just make it look cool.
Yeah. Well, look at this. This is what I'm talking about. Like, come on, bro. They couldn't even. Wait, let me get it out there. Here we go. Come on, bro. What's wrong with the thing? Look like Doodoo Man.
Like, is he missing an eye?
Damn.
Looks like his eye is missing. Like somebody punched his eye out. Like,
my son was like 2 or 3 years old. He called him Doodoo Man. In his mind, he looked like a doodoo, a piece of shit. Look at him. He said, "Daddy, it's Doodoo Man."
Yeah, the thing has seen better days.
Better days. But yeah, man. So this was DC Power Hour. Braniac is back. So that's cool. And we'll see you guys Monday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then, of course, Wednesday, every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Y'all already know what it is. 6:30 Eastern p.m. Standard Time. Please come back. Please check us out. And please leave a comment down in the comment section. I'm talking to all y'all that's in the chat right now. Yes, you. Put a comment in the comment section, please. Yeah. Nah, that helps us out a lot, for real. But yeah, man. Peace, peace, peace. We'll see y'all. Salute. Check us out.
Peace.
Peace.